Welcome back, everybody. This is Red Halo here. I'm playing more One Piece Treasure Cruise. We are going to go over the units that are new in the treasure map SUGOFEST that's coming out for the Merge Celebration treasure map SUGOFEST. If you want to know more information about the SUGOFEST itself and the steps and what legends are on it, check out my other video. But we're going to be going over specifically the units in this video today. So let's get started. Alright, so we'll go over Bon Clay last, but let's go over this Caesar Clown first, right? So this Caesar Clown for treasure map, as this is kind of good for treasure map, he boosts driven and fighter characters attack by 2.5 and HP by 1.2 and makes their int slots having matching slot effects. So as a treasure map captain, that's actually not terrible. It's just something to keep in mind there. His special on a 12 turn cooldown reduces bind duration by 3 turns, completely removes poison. If the captain is a psi or an int type, poisons all enemies and boosts crew slot effects by 1.75 for 1 turn. If the captain is strength, dex, or quip type, doubles damage dealt to enemies with poison, venom, or progressive poison for 1 turn. Reduces damage taken by 60% for 1 turn. Alright, so it's a kind of like a multi-function special depending on what your captain is. It's not like amazing. The double conditional boost for poison and so forth, that's I think way better than just getting poison on all enemies and then you get a 1.75 slot effect boost. So that's something there. He gets slot bind reduction by 5 turns and double special launch. So that makes him even better. I didn't even see that. So double special launch on that actually like is really good. And then what else? He gets a crewmate ability boost base attack by 60 and then reduces cruise paralysis by 1. That's pretty good. Yeah, so let's look at his support effect real quick. On to Doflamingo, Virgo, Monet, and Kaido at level 5 once per quest. The supported character uses a special, reduces cruise bind duration by 1 and boost, so it's a poison conditional boost for 1.5 for 1 turn. You have to have a poison already on them, so that's not necessarily really good. The 1 turn of bind reduction is not too bad though. It's just a, kind of a issue with the characters on here. Virgo and Monet specifically, there aren't really too many of those units that are good in the game, but obviously there's a bunch of good Kaidos and Doflamingos, so that could definitely see some play. Let's go on to the next unit. By the way, I do not know whether or not Caesar or Ivankov are the higher point boosters. I'm going to assume that Ivankov is the higher point booster than Caesar is, just based on the legend being Bon Clay, and they have a better relationship than I don't even know if Bon Clay's ever even met Caesar Clown. So they might have, I just honestly can't remember. So Ivankov, Psi character, fighter free spirit. I didn't mention what Caesar Clown was, by the way. He is a int driven fighter. Just want to make sure I mentioned that. Captain ability, fighter free spirit by 2.25, HP 1.25, boost their attack further after landing 4 perfect strikes in a row, and heal for 800 at the end of the turn. Again, not that bad of a treasure map captain ability if you end up pulling them and want to get more points. Special ability, 12 turn cooldown. Despair reduction by 5 turns. You get 2 turns of locked slots. You extend the crew's base attack boost effect by 1 turn. That's actually amazing. If crew has 6 recovery slots, boost crew's attack by 2.25 for 1 turn, 1.75 otherwise. So you don't know what Bon Clay does yet, but that's really good for Bon Clay. Like, that's a great rare group for Bon Clay. So you definitely want to get this character if you can, and you get Bon Clay along with it. So they also have Hunger. That's really good. And pinch healing for 1.5, 30%. It's fine. What are their crewmate abilities? So sets all slots of recovery at the start of the quest. That's really flipping good. And then additional 300 when you obtain a recovery slot. Damn. Okay, this is a really good unit. So Mr. 2, Blancay, and Inazuma. That's not great because there's really only one good Inazuma character. And like there's like a handful of Bon Clay characters. But once request support, a character uses a special lock screw slots for 1 turn, heals by 1,000. That's not very good. That's not very good. Not nearly, like, 1 turn of bind's better than that. Oh, that Caesar provides. So yeah, not really all that great. Let's go over Crocodile then now. I guess I don't want to keep mushing through here. So this is one of the treasure map exclusive legends that is being debuted on this banner. He is a super class, as you can see. Dex, cerebral driven. He is this cerebral super class. So we have Doflamingo and Katakuri so far. This is the 3rd one, right? So his captain ability, it's a paragraph, so bear with me. Reduces special charge by 1 turn at the start of the quest. Boosts cerebral characters' attack by approximately 5 times. Boosts other characters' attack by 3.75. Boosts crew's HP by 1.3. At the start of each battle, if the crew's HP is above 70%, reduces all enemies' HP by 10%. If the crew's HP is 70% or below at the start, if it's above, wait, did I misread at the beginning? So you had, it's basically the same thing. I thought it would say like 70% below. Excuse me, sorry. If crew's HP is 70% or above at the start of the attack, if a cerebral character's normal attack is effective against the enemy's type, it changes that character's slot to the character's own type the next turn. If the crew's HP is 50% or below at the start of the attack, heals crews for 2,000 at the end of the turn and reduces damage taken by 20%. So, 5 times attack boost for cerebral characters, 3.75 for other characters that aren't cerebral. You get a 1.3 HP boost, that's really good. Getting the 10% HP cut at the start of each turn is really nice. But you have to be above 70%. That doesn't honestly sound that hard to do. If you're above 70%, you also get that effect that like Bonnie has, where if you attacked like with a character, let's say that's strength against a dex character, that character after you attack will just get a strength orb. And that works for any type unit that you attack beneficial with like a effective attack against. So that's really nice. And then getting under 50%, you get extra healing and damage reduction, so it allows you to get back up to that 70% faster. So very, very strong captain effect. Cerebro are one of the best classes in the entire game too, so that's really, really nice. Plus helping Dex out, we'd love to see that. Special 13 turn cooldown. I'm assuming he gets one with expansion, by the way, but not quite sure. Reduces cerebral character's special charge time by 1 turn. Boosts cerebral character's attack 2.5 for 1 turn. If the crew's HP is 50% or below when the special is launched, or when the special launch status is at 1, sets the chain multiplier value at 3.0 and a maximum of 40. That's really flipping good. For 3 turns. Wow. That's the highest chain boundary in the game, by the way. Minimum value of 2.5 and maximum value of 35 for 2 turns otherwise. So, wow. Okay. So basically, when the special launch status is at 1, you get that. I'm not quite sure what that means. Maybe it has something to do with the super class. Let's look at his crewmate abilities real quick. So he reduces his character's special reverse by 2. That's very good. Makes Cerebral's dex slots matching. That's also very good. The super class. When any of the following characters on the crew except support characters, Luffy, Vivi, Robin, Mr. 1, Miss Doublefinger, Mr. 2, Mr. 3, Miss Golden Week, Mr. 4. So all the Baroque's Works character that are like important. Or when the crew's HP is 50% or below. That's a great requirement. I love that. Reduces all enemies' HP by 10%. Changes crew's empty block bomb recovery G slots to characters on type. That's amazing. Removes character's HP restriction from captain ability. Sets character's special launch status to 1 and changes cerebral characters to super cerebral. Okay. Wow. So all that stuff for this captain ability, that where it's like you have to be 70% or more to get all of those extra benefits. This superclass, when you launch it, it takes that like away. It doesn't say it's only for 1 turn either. So I'm assuming once you use the superclass special, it's just for the rest of the fight. It doesn't say otherwise, so I'm not sure, but that sounds very good. It also sets the special launch stats to 1, which his special had something to do with that. So you want to use the super class special before your special to get all of the stuff that the special does. So that's very good. That's, I think, like up there for one of the better, you know, super specials in the game. Super class or super type. That's very good. So yeah, that's a fantastic character. He has quick damage reduction for some reason. That kind of sucks. He also has hunger and pinch healing, which is 1.5 for 50, so that's really good. What's his support effect? So Robin and Mr. 1. Once per... Holy crap, it's a long one. If the crew is inflicted with a decreased chain multiplier growth rate or a locked chain multiplier status from the enemy, reduces it by 3 turns. At the start of the crew's next turn, sets the chain multiplier minimum value. So you get a... wow. Okay, so it reduces chain multiplier growth rate and lock chain multiplier by 3 turns, and you get a chain boundary. That's really good. Plus it goes on Robin, which is nice because there's a good amount of good Robins in the game. So yeah, that's okay. Very good character. Let's go over Koala next. Sorry, there's a lot of characters to go over. Plus a lot of them has paragraphs for captain abilities. So Koala, Dex, Fighter, Free Spirit character. Reduces damage taken by 20%. Boosts Dex, Fighter, Free Spirit character attack by 5 times when slots match 4.5 otherwise. Boosts their recovery by 1.5 times. Makes their strength and quick slots have matching slot effects. And reduces special reverse by 10. Very strong. That's very good. Fighter, Free Spirit have very good classes. Dex, again, the weakest color, but that's still really good. The special reverse is, again, super nice. And strength and quick slots matching, great, right? And you get just straight up 20% damage reduction. So that's very good. You're going to have lots of healing, and you'll be able to stay alive longer. So good captain ability. Very good captain ability. Special ability. Reduces crews. I think that's that healing debuff that you get where if you take healing, you take damage. I think that's what that is. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. By 10 turns. If HP is full when special is launched, boost the type effects for Dex, Fighter, and Free Spirit characters by 2.5 for 1 turn. 2.25 for 1 turn otherwise. If the crew's maximum HP is over 40,000 when special is launched, heals crew by 30,000. Up to 2 times max HP ignoring the limit. Okay, so you get a really high heal. Okay, and it's overhealing. If HP is above max limit, it is treated as being full HP. If crew's max HP is 40,000 or less when the special is launched, boosts crew's maximum HP by 30% and heals crew by 30,000 HP up to 2 times. Okay, so she just gives you more health. Like your base health goes up. And you get the heal, which is overhealed. Wow. Okay, so, but that's only if your HP is 40,000 or less. If it's 40,000 or more, you just get overhealing. So it just is trying to give you as much HP as possible. So I'm assuming that lasts for the entirety of the run too, where you just have that's your new health if you're under 40,000 when you launch the special. That's something. She's the only character that gets rid of that debuff. I know that, but it's not super prevalent, so I'm not sure how good that's going to be in the future. She boosts type effects, which are kind of one of the weaker boosts, but it still is 2.5 for a color and 2 classes, so that's pretty good. And then you get all the weird healing stuff, which healing is nice when you need it, but it's not overly necessary that often. Potential abilities: recovery bind resistance by 5. She also has pinch healing 1.5 50%, and provoked attack boost 300. So okay, yeah, She also has a super type. When 6 fighter or free spirit characters are on the crew except for support characters. So that's a little bit more restrictive. Boosts crew's maximum HP by 20%. So she does even more there. Heals crew by 30% of maximum HP. And it overheals. Is treated as, and changes dex to super dex. That's not amazing. It's fine. It's basically just heals. It does give you more health, but the restriction to get this super type is a little more high, in my opinion. What are crewmate abilities? So fighter, free spirit, HP and attacks, and dex slots matching for the crew. Okay. Support effects. Fighter and free spirit characters, it's just stats. It's not even an attack. It's just HP and recovery. So garbage. Yeah, I think Croc's better, but that's not terrible. Right? Not terrible. Anyway, Lucci. Quick powerhouse cerebral character. Captain ability, reducing special charge time by 1. Powerhouse cerebral 3 times. When slots match, 2.5. It's not very good. Quick slots having matches slot effects. Deals 50 times character's attack and non-type damage to all enemies, ignoring defensive effects. Reduces burn and attack down duration by 5. That's really good. And boosts powerhouse and cerebral character slot effects by 2.25 for 1 turn. That's a great special. That's very good. It does damage, so good supports. Burn and attack down are 2 of the most annoying debuffs in the entire game by 5. That's fantastic. And then you get a 2.25 orb boost for 2 classes. That's a great special on 14 turn cooldown. So yeah, good. Crewmate ability, powerhouse cerebral characters base attack 50, and then powerhouse cerebral characters quick slots matching slot effects. Very good. Support effects. Who do they go on? Khalifa, Kaku, so all the CP9 characters. Once per quest, if the crew is inflicted with burn or attack down status, you do it by 2. That is amazing. That is really good. It doesn't go on like a bunch of like good units. Like, Kaku is basically the only one that's used out of all of these. Like, there aren't any really good Jabra, Fukuro, Kumadori, Luna, or Khalifa characters. But there are some really good Kaku characters. So, that's a great support effect. I really like that. Critical attack and provoked attack boost. Okay. Next one here's the Anal. He's a Dex Cerebral Striker character. Oh, we're not going to go over the Captain effect. He's not a treasure map rare recruit. So, 14 turn cooldown. Reduce bind duration by 3. Reduces all enemies damage reduction and threshold by 5. Doubles the type effects for Cerebral and Striker characters for 1 turn. Yeah, it's good. Only 3 turns of bind kind of is eh. But 5 turns of damage reduction and threshold's good. 2 times color affinity for Cerebral and Strikers is fine. He has slot bind resistance and provoked attack. He has a tap timing on top. Okay, wow. We haven't seen that in a while. Reducing Cerebral and Striker paralysis by 1. Okay. Good crewmate abilities there. Dex Cerebral characters at level 5 for their support effect. Once per quest, if support character launches a special 2 boost attack. Reducing bind by 1, boosts the type effects of normal attacks for cerebral characters 1.5 for 1 turn. You have to use the special. The character has to be launching a special that boosts attack. So really what it should say up here are Dex Cerebral characters that boost attack with their special. Because it's even more of a restriction here. I can see that being something, but that's a lot of restrictions. So, you know. It is what it is. But yeah, that's honestly not a bad character either. The 2 rare recruits that come from that batch are pretty nice. I think they come from the Croc batch. So yeah, that's pretty great. Karasu. This is from the Koala batch. 12 turn cooldown, reduces crew's bind paralysis and lock chain multiplier by 5 turns. Changes crew's block slots to their own type and reducing threshold by 5. That's an amazing special. Holy crap. Bind paralysis and chain lock multiplier by 5. You get block slots matching And you also get Threshold by 5. What a great special. Oh, that is really strong. They have recovery bind resistance and pinch healing. Okay. And then their crewmate abilities, free spirit cerebral, base attack by 60, and type slots have matching slot effects for this character. That's a great rare crew. That's a pretty good unit. Mind you, this is a TM rare crew, so they're not on normal banners. So if you do like that unit enough, look to pull on the right part that they're on. So Robin, Ivankov, Sabo, Koala, Lindbergh, like that's a good list. It's basically all the revolutionaries plus Robin. Come on, go down. Level 5, once per quest, if the crew is inflicted with bind or paralysis stats from the enemy, reduce it by 1. Great support effect. Good, that's a very good unit. I want that unit. So I don't know. I might have to go looking to pull on something that has that unit on it. So Morley, free spirit striker dex character on a 12-turn cooldown, reducing despair and attack down, and decrease chain multiplier growth rate by 5. Changes crew's type slots to their own type, reducing damage reduction except for threshold by 5. It's basically the opposite of Karasu. I think Karasu's better by only a little bit. They just basically, if you have both of them on the team, you're just getting rid of basically everything. You're also getting guaranteed a full board because Karasu does the black orbs if you get them, and then Morley gets rid of the type orbs. So the only thing that could be bad for you are recovery and tandem orbs. That's nice. They also have recovery bind resistance and pinch healing. Same potential abilities there. Free spirit striker base attack by 50 and cannot be blown away. I think Karasu's just a little better, but that's also still a very good unit. And then Bon Clay, we'll go over this character now, right? So this is the new legend that's on new for Japan and global. It's gonna be a long video, by the way. I'm sorry. Trying to get through it quickly. So this Bon Clay character is a Psy fighter free spirit, right? His captain ability: boost crew's attack by approximately 5 times when slots match, 4.5 otherwise, the Rainbow Captain, and boost their HP and recovery by 1.3. So that's really nice, and makes recovery and tandem slots matching. Very strong captain ability. All right, right off the bat, 5 times when you got a matching slot. He makes 2 slots beneficial, and on top of the Psy slot. So yeah, that's pretty good. And you get a recovery boost and an HP boost. Great captain ability. Special ability on a 13-turn cooldown. Now this, if you don't know what this does yet, you're in for a surprise here because this is really good. Changes characters' type and classes. So both of their classes, classes 1 and 2, to selected type and classes. So you just get to pick, when you use the special, what you want that character to essentially be. It doesn't even, you don't even look at the artwork. It could be literally just a blank character. That's what Bon Clay is. He's just a blank character. Because when you use his special, you just turn him into whatever character you want. So you can make him an int-driven powerhouse character, or a strength, free spirit, cerebral character. Or you can do whatever you want. Now, I'm not entirely sure if you can do like 2 of the secondary classes or 2 of the primary classes. And when I say that, I'm talking about, you know how shooter, striker, fighter, and slasher, they are the primary classes, right? The secondary classes are cerebral, powerhouse driven, and did I say cerebral? Free spirit, right? Those are the secondary classes. So I'm not sure if you can like double dip into the secondary classes or the primary classes. You might only be able to choose one of the primary and one of the secondary. Character's not out yet, so we don't really know how that works. It says class 1 and class 2, so maybe that's the case, but once the character comes out and we can mess with them, we'll be able to confirm that for sure. But if I were to guess, it's probably going to be like 1 from the primary, 1 from the secondary, if I were to guess. Reduces crew's special charge time by 1, changes all slots including block slots to recovery, and boosts crew's base attack by 1500 for 2 turns. 1500 is insane. That is nuts. For 2 turns too. You remember what Ivankov does? He extends base attack boosts. Plus, if all of your orbs are recovery, which Bon Clay changes them to, you get that high attack boost from Bon Clay. I mean Ivankov. They are really good together. That's a very good special ability. 1500 base attack, I don't think you understand how good that is. That's a lot. That base attack is one of the better boosts in the entire game. 1500 is the highest you can get. That's very good. And essentially, if you have Ivankov on your team, you extend that and you get for 3 turns, you can bring it into another stage. That's very strong. I can't stress enough how good that is. He also has a super type. Just throw more on top of the pile, right? And the crew has a base attack boost. So when you use his special, you get this activated, right? You can use it. It sets the chain multiplier value to 3.25 for 1 turn and changes characters with the same type as this character, as Bon Clay, into the super type characters. So it kind of depends on how when you switch the unit's color, or you have switched it maybe before and you can, for some reason, use a special again. And whatever his typing is, those are the characters that get the super type. That's really flipping good, because it means you can basically throw whatever characters you want on this team, and just go into like a quick boss. Even though he's Psy, use a special, turn him into a Dex unit, and just bring subs that are Dex, and then they get the super typing. That's really strong. This is a unbelievably good character. I don't know if I would put him top 5 just by looking at the character right now, but he is without a doubt an S tier character. He's very strong. He also has own charge special time reduction for 7. So you're going to get special really fast, and if you might even be able to finagle your way into using a special twice in one dungeon. So that's very good. He also has hunger and pinch healing. So 3 really good potential abilities. What can I say? He's very strong. Kume abilities. Recovery slots are matching. Very good. He also boosts the crew's base stats by 100, all of them. And he has a support effect that goes on Luffy and Crocodile. Once per quest, if the crew is inflicted with poison or progressive poison from the enemy, you get a 3000 heal and boost the crew's base attack by 300 for 1 turn. Now, the 3000 heal if you're poisoned is very niche, and it would be amazing if instead of 3000 heal, he just got rid of the poison with his support effect. But just to heal it, and you have to be poisoned, not too great. However, he gives you a 300 base attack boost just with the support. That's pretty flipping good. So it's one aspect of it's not great, the other aspect's fantastic. So what can I say more about this character? He's amazing. Yeah, he's really good. Plus he's a treasure map exclusive legend, so you gotta kind of think if you're gonna do pulls on this or not, because he's not on standard banners and he is very good. So that's one thing you gotta really think about. Anyway, you thought we were done, but we're not. We gotta go over to part 2 and look at the recommended characters here. All right, we are going to look at the other characters here. Once I get to them, we know what Robin Jinbei does. Here is that Zoro, right? So these characters that I'm talking about that are on part 2 are only pullable on part 2, and they're not on other treasure map banners past this point. So if you like these characters, maybe pull on part 2, but I want to go through them anyways. So Zoro, on a 12-turn cooldown, reduces Despair and Paralysis by 5 turns, reducing duration of all barriers by 1 turn, and you get a 2x crew slot effect boost for 1 turn. No condition there. Oh, by the way, he's a Dex slasher-driven character. That's a pretty good special, honestly. Despair and Paralysis 5 turns, getting rid of 1 turn of barrier, and you get a 2x orb boost. Not bad at all. His potential abilities are Provoked Attack Boost and Critical Attack. He also has a crew base attack by 50, crewmate ability, and doubles damage from normal attacks dealt by this character to strength enemies. Being as he basically does normal damage to strength enemies, being that he's he's less effective against. Not this character will be. Support ability on Luffy and Kinemon. Once per quest of the crew is inflicted with despair status, you reduce it by 1 and reduce barriers by 1. That's really good. Yeah, reducing just a barrier with a support effect is fantastic. The despair, there's tons of other support characters that can do that. Not too many that get rid of the barrier. So that's a very good support effect. I like that. So next one is the Sanji. He is a int fighter free spirit character. On a 12-turn cooldown, he reduces changes recovery, tandem, G, and bomb slots to character's own type, locks their slots for 2 turns, reducing resilience by 5, and removes all poison, and he gives you a 1.75 attack boost for 3 turns. Nah, not very good. Changing recovery, tandem, G, and bomb orbs. Those are very specific orbs to their own type, and then you get your crew slots locked. So if you don't have those, like a lot of those orbs, like you still get your crew slots locked. So that's something. But resilience, there's so many ways around resilience. Removing poison's nice, but there are other ways to do that with other characters that are better than this character. And you get a 1.75 attack boost for 3 turns is bad. It's just the only really redeemable thing this character does is get rid of poison and locks your slots for 2 turns. So yeah, not that great of a character here. Let's see if his support effect though is good. So it goes on Nami and Kinemon. When you use a special, lock crew slots and reduce resilience by 1. The locking slots is not terrible. But the resilience, I mean, who had, like, you can get rid of resilience in other ways, and it's only 1 turn of resilience. It's like, not like you're coming across characters that have only 1 turn of resilience. Like, maybe they have 5 and you use a special that gets rid of 4, then maybe, but you should be bringing something that gets through resilience anyway. That's not a special, because there's like 3 other ways you can do it. So yeah, that support effect's fine. Not as good as the Zoro's. The Zoro's was good. And then we get the Nami. Yes, I love Nami characters. Let's go. It's good artwork too. Love that. So she is a Dex Striker free spirit character on a 12-turn cooldown, reducing special charge time by 1. Crews bind, special bind, and burn by 5. Holy crap. So wait, let me read that again. Reducing crews special charge time by 1. Reduces crews bind, special bind, and burn by 5, and you get a heal for 15 times the character's recovery for 3 turns. Wow, that's really good. I wonder if she completely evades special bind, so you definitely are getting her special off. And then she also reduces her special reverse. Holy crap. Okay, so yeah, that's a very good character. Wow. Okay, so yeah, that's great. Bind, special bind, and burn by 5, and special charge time reduction by 1 for your crew. Yeah, and she just completely doesn't get hit by special bind, and the special reverse by 2. That's very strong. That's a good character. So Sanji and Kinemon on the supported effect here. Once per quest, if the crew is inflicted with burn or bind status from the enemy, heal crew by 5,000. That's bad. That's not very good. If it got rid of bind and burn by 1 turn and gave you the heal, that would be great. But it doesn't even do anything. You just get healed. So yeah, it's a big heal. Like, that could be something, but you have to be inflicted with bind or burn, and then have another way to get rid of that bind or burn. So that's the worst part of this unit. Her special though, and her flipping crewmate abilities are unbelievably good. Recovery, bind resistance, and hunger. Okay. Wow. Yeah. No, that's a really good character. I think that's the best out of the 3 we've seen so far. And then the last one is Brook. He is a int slasher free spirit character on a 13 turn cooldown. Reduces one enemy's HP by 20%. Changes block and unfavorable slots to their own type. Reducing damage taken by 90% for 2 turns. And boosts the type effects for normal attacks for 1.75 for 2 turns. 20% health cut. Block and unfavorable slots to their own type. That's fun. Good. Those are good. Reducing damage taken by 90% for 2 turns. If you need to reduce your damage taken, then that's nice. But then you get a 1.75 times color affinity for 2 turns. That's bad. Like, use bring another color affinity booster if you need to. That's better than that. But yeah, he's all right. He's fine. He has pinch healing and critical attack. His crewmate abilities are reducing crew's paralysis by 1. That's really good. Boost damage from normal attacks dealt by the character to side enemies by 1.1. Okay. Well, we didn't look at the support effect, by the way. Frankie and Kinemon. At level 5, once per quest, supported character uses a special, reduces damage taken by 40 for 1 turn. Changes adjacent slots to characters on type. That's a good support. On Frankie and Kinemon. Okay. Yeah. Good support. I like that. And then, I'm sorry, but we got more characters to go over. We got these final characters real quick. All right. Let's get on over here to Kinemon. Kinemon is a strength slasher cerebral character. At a 12 turn cooldown, deals 75 times character's attack in strength damage to all enemies, ignoring all defensive effects, reducing chain lock multiplier growth duration by 6 turns, and boosts slasher and cerebral character attack by 2.25 for 1 turn. X turns of the lock chain multiplier growth duration is pretty good. And then a 2.25 for 2 classes and a little bit of damage. Yeah, I like that. Not astoundingly good, but yeah, I like that. Okay. He has slot bind reduction, 5 turns, and critical attack. Kume ability, slasher and cerebral base stats by 30, and sets all slots to strength at the start of the quest. That's nice. Support effect onto Odin and Dendro. Once per quest, crew is inflicted with lock chain multiplier stats from the enemy. Reduce it by 2 turns and boost slasher and cerebral characters' attack by 1.3 for 1 turn. Not bad at all. But the problem is it's Odin and Dendro, and there aren't that many of those characters in the game. So that's not bad though as a support effect. Dendro, speaking of the devil, special ability, 12 turn cooldown, reduces one enemy's HP by 10%. If there are 4 or more strength characters on the crew, boost chain multiplier by 1.7. That's really good. For 1 turn, double slasher and cerebral character slot effects for 1 turn. Wow, that's okay. That's a lot of stuff. If there are 4 or more dex or int characters on the crew, boost chain multiplier by 0.5 for 3 turns. So it's not as good, but it's for longer. And then boost the type effects for normal and type effects for normal attacks for slasher and cerebral 1.75 for 3 turns. Okay, so if there are the strength characters, it's a better special, right? But if there are dex and int characters, it's not as good of a special, but it's for 3 turns. Because you get a lower chain multiplier, but it's for 3 turns. And you get color affinity, but it's for 3 turns and it's a less color affinity compared to the slot boost, which is a 2 times or boost for 1 turn. So, interesting special. I'll say that. It definitely can see some play. I like a 0.7 chain multiplier addition, and then the orb boost and a 10% health cut. So, good supports can go on him. A little restrictive, though. He has a recovery bind resistance and critical attack. His crewmate abilities, Sasha and Cerebral characters base attack by 30. And if the character attacks with a strength slot, character's strength slot is carried over to the next turn if you land a perfect strike. Pretty good. Pretty good. Support effect goes on to Kinemon and Odin. Once per quest, support character uses a special, reduces all enemies' HP by 5% of the turn for 3 turns. Wow, I don't know if we've ever seen a support like that. That's pretty good, honestly. That gets you through resilience as a support. Plus, it's more damage, and it's for 3 turns. So, yeah, that's good. Otsuru. I think this is the last character, so we're almost done. Dex, Cerebral, Free Spirit character on a 11-turn cooldown. Reduces crew's special charge time by 1. Makes Cerebral characters type slots have matching slot effects for 3 turns. Reduces crew's burn and decrease chain multiplier growth rate by 4 turns. It's fine. It's the making type slots matching for 3 turns has its uses, but reducing burn and chain multiplier growth rate by 4 turns, it's fine. If it had been 5 turns, that'd been better, of course. Also, charge time reductions by 1 turn is also not bad. It only makes Cerebral characters type slots have magic slot effects, by the way. That's something to mention there. This is not bad. Quick damage reduction and then pinch healing. Their crewmate abilities, Cerebral base stats by 30. Special reverse by 2. And then the support effect, Kinemon and Odin. Reduces support character special charge time by 1. Makes crew's dex slots have matching slot effects for 1 turn at the start of the final battle. That's actually not bad at all. I like that. Odin and Kinemon. So, okay. Finally, we're done. That was all the characters. So, sorry about that, but holy crap, that was a lot of characters. Also, one thing I do need to mention, Tashigi, as you can see over there on that side, she is the treasure map unit that we're going to be farming for. So that's something to mention. But after this long video, we are done. Hope you guys got all the information you needed to get. And like the video if you did. That would be great. Help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want to get notified when I put out more videos. And check out the description. I have a link to my Twitch channel as well as my Twitter. And go follow me on over there. And I'll see you guys then.